So they'll be calling you a radical. So they're dumping the waste from Fukushima into the Pacific Ocean. They started dumping last week the tanks. Now they've been dumping the whole fucking time. Now there's between 170 tons and 300 tons, 320 tons of water dumped on these cores. Now this is important. In the early days, the cores, they couldn't get to them. They couldn't get even inside the buildings. So this is really important. It's reported yesterday that they're going to keep the work going during the Olympics. They didn't keep the work going during the so-called G7, G8, G whatever bullshit that cover up Fukushima. Maybe Trump could go to this, do some more sumo wrestling. He's starting to look like one. And so Obama eating his fake sushi, the whole dog and pony show. So the lead of the so-called TEPCO's workforce said, I'm quoting, this is important, this is real historical stuff. He said there are 4,000 workers a day still in. 4,000. Now, somebody leaked me a bunch of photographs that are supposedly classified to me in the early days. I don't think they are, I don't know, but I think John Holden took the classification of Fukushima away. It's a FISA court. Fukushima was pushed into the FISA court. Now I know this for a fact. In the fall of 2013, Barbara Boxer, when she was head of the committee, was going crazy about sending off in Fukushima. So we got hearings. Right before they were happening, now they moved into the FISA court. Now this is important because the FISA court vote was coming up the 15th, the Ides of March. Now the Ides of March, pay your debts. That's the last day you pay a debt, or we have debtors' prisons. Now this is important because Utah has debtors' prisons. They put people in prison and kill them. Now, for all you guys that don't go further down this rabbit hole, Mike Lee's house was foreclosed on. Mike Lee's house was foreclosed. Why sitting in the United States Senate? It's short sold. $600,000. That's legal tender in Utah. That's a debt. He didn't pay it back. They can garnish 75% of your wages and put you in jail. Utah's putting people in jail illegally, illegally, illegally. The United States Constitution says you cannot use debtors' prisons. 1833, concrete law, written into law, but they don't care here in Utah. They just passed the abortion law. They just passed the abortion law, which is unconstitutional. So, you know, Trump's so-called, you know, going to overthrow Roe versus Wade. You know, his two illegitimate Supreme Court justices that shouldn't even be there. Not to make, because, well, let's go back to Bush's two appointees, Alito and Roberts. Bush didn't win. It's on he didn't. Oh, he won the. No, he didn't win the electoral college. No, he didn't. Not even close. You know, he's dead now. Roger Ailes, he orchestrated that for Cecil Rhodes, the Council on Foreign Relations, orchestrated that. We must take back this society, for it is ours, Cecil Rhodes. Mission accomplished. The bots. So he says there's 4,000 workers today. He says we're down from 6,000. Well, you know where the other 2,000 are? Their bodies are in urns. So here's what they do. The mob's running the show. You owe money. You owe anything. They're importing workers. Anybody, they make them at gunpoint, freaking literally, figuratively. Sign these documents to work there. There's some activists that have gone through there, the Christians who have come out against nuclear. Well, they've always been against the real ones, Dorothy Day on chemo on Balco. So they're saying they're going to Buddhist temples and all over, and there's urns all over Japan, and you look at the back and it's labeled Fukushima worker. So when they die, and there's thousands of them. It's like the Fukushima 50. When the Fukushima 50, oh, they're going to save the world, the Fukushima 50. This is before the State Secrets Act, which happened in late 2012. I used to get hundreds and hundreds of emails from Japan. I mean, my viewership was mostly Japanese on my YouTube site, and that's been verified by Kathy Iwan and Rachel Kodoya, who were both there. All we were getting was you in Japan, Kevin. I got an email from the head of the Fukushima 50's mother. Says will be dead in the next 2 weeks. Oh, just coincidence. And I announced it to the world before he died. He died. Hundreds of thousands of workers are probably dead from working in Fukushima. There's still 4,000 workers in there. Now think about that You know how big of a workforce that is? Down from 6,000. You know, and the whole Fukushima grandstand for the Olympics was to show the great recovery of Fukushima. Didn't happen, did it? Oh, we lifted the evacuation zones. Did anybody go back? Didn't happen, did it? We fucking lifted the ban. What? United States didn't have ban? I'm Hillary Clinton. By the way, Hillary Clinton is Donald Trump's campaign manager. So it was in 2016. Play back the tape, Your Honor. I'm in front of the White House, my Russian hat on. I got Russian, my 1916 shirt at the White House. Remember the 5th of November, before the election. The Russians have occupied the White House. They weren't able to leave. Clintongrad, Trumpgrad, Clintongrad, they're on the same fucking team. You want to blame fucking Trump? Blame somebody for putting Trump in the White House? Czar Putin? Oh yeah. Putin 2020. Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton put fucking Trump in the White House. Barack Obama is the biggest fucking first #1 criminal. Well, he's the kingpin of the cover-up of Fukushima. You know, the greatest crime in human history. So there's still 4,000 workers in there. This is important video. I stood right here and screamed my head off and says, they're lying, they're lying. They're going to genocide the ocean. It's going to cause a new energy. It's going to go in. By the way, which I call it the Fuktonium flu. You know how many people have died in the flu post-Fukushima? Flu rates, which I call the Fuktonium flu. It's going to cause a new energy. We don't know what the fuck it is. The robots aren't going to get near. It's going to burrow these fucking suns in the Pacific Ocean. It's going to cause an energy, and it's going to kill the plankton and the krill, and we're going to have a fucking ecological fucking chain reaction. It's going to kill everything, to the biggest fucking 60,000 pound fucking whale to the tiniest starfish. Oh boy, talk about Kevin fucking the Prophet Blanche written into the studio walls, concert halls. I'm not mystified. I'm not baffled. I'm not even fucking perplexed. I'm sure the fuck not stumped. It's Fukushima. You know, you're worried about the fucking, hey, commenter number 19, coronavirus, Duseki fucking virus, fucking SARS-2. What about the Fuktonium Fukushima flu? How did they do it? One of by Jetstream, two by cable TV, but they went too far this time. Now they begin to eat their own. They stole the very air we breathe, the essence of fucking life. They took our dignity. They took our fucking, thrashed our fucking 0% Ayn Rand Greenspan fucking dollar, inflated everything into the fucking stratosphere, and fucking looted the country. Give to my friends, tax the future. Fucking the bot years. Bush, we thought he was bad, which he's a dirtbag fucking moron. Dumb. Obama dumber. Oh. And dumbest. Oh, nice. Look at this. The bot years. One by Jetstream, too. Okay. America, you need to learn to speak of who? America Vespucci. I will quote, at the ceremony, I went to it out there. You don't even want to know how I got there. Whoosh. 150th anniversary of the promontory point right there. When it originally happened, Thomas Hart Benton Sr., yeah, that muck. Points right there to that peak, to the mighty Ben Lomond, to the mighty Mount Ogden. I envision one day a statue of Christopher Columbus on the highest mountain peak. Pass out one of the greatest mass murders in human history. Let's name Albuquerque, fucking Los Alamos, after one of the greatest mass murders. Columbus, Ohio, statues all over, one of the greatest mass murders in human history. Huh. Mission accomplished. So I'm going to hike up there after I get back from California, and I'm going to erect this fucking statue of Christopher Columbus, and I'm right over mass murderer. You know, I'll come up with, who? I'm going to write it in French. Who's the fucking savages? Stand tuned.